Good morning. My name is Tierra Martin, and thank you for the opportunity to present my Rapid Response Professional Development Intervention Plan. After reviewing the instructional data from our third and fourth grade classrooms across the three high priority elementary campuses, one message is clear. Our teachers are implementing the curriculum with fidelity, but our students are not demonstrating mastery. While adherence to the pacing calendar is high, student engagement is low, and formative assessment scores have remained stagnant. This tells us that our challenge is not curriculum implementation, but is instructional implementation. So here's my diagnosis. The root cause is that the teachers have unintentionally equated curriculum coverage with student mastery. Because of the urgency surrounding goal number one, increasing reading proficiency from 25% to 40% by 2030, teachers are understandably anxious about staying on pace. As a result, instruction often moves forward before students have demonstrating a complete understanding. When pacing drives instructions, teachers ask, "Did I teach the lesson?" Instead, we need teachers asking, "What evidence do I have that students mastered the learning target?" This mindset shift is critical because the current instructional pattern violates guardrail number 2. When the teachers prioritize coverage over mastery, students spend less time reading, writing, discussing, and applying literacy skills. Instruction becomes teacher directed rather than student centered, limiting opportunities for productive struggle, meaningful discourse, and responsive teacher based on formative assessments. This also impacts the district's interim guardrails 2A, 2B, and 1B. Our teachers are working hard. Our responsibility is to help them redirect the effort towards instructional practices that produce measurable learning. The professional development design that I will be implementing or would like to implement first will be called From Coverage to Mastery, Using Evidence to Drive Literacy Instruction. This learning experience will model the type of active learning we expect teachers to implement with students. Part 1, Data Inquiry, around approximately 10 minutes. Teachers will analyze classroom data, including student engagement observations, formative assessment trends, and pacing information. Working in collaborative teams, teachers will identify instructional patterns and discuss one guiding question. What evidence tells us students are learning instead of simply completing lessons? This collaborative analysis promotes reflective practice while modeling the collaborative problem-solving expectations outlined in Guardrail 1A. Part 2, Model Literacy Lesson, approximately 20 minutes. Teachers will participate in model reading lessons as learners. During the lesson, they will expect learning targets with clear success criteria, think, pair, share, structured academic discussion, collaborative annotation of text, retrieval practice, frequent formative assessment checks, immediate instructional adjustments based on student responses. Following the lessons, teachers will reflect on one question when students are doing their cognitive work instead of the teachers. This debrief reinforces Guardrail 1B, which prioritizes high quality classroom discussions as a component to Tier 1 instructions. The next part will be lesson redesign, approximately 20 minutes. Grade level teams will redesign one upcoming literacy lesson from the district pacing guide. Each lesson must include student discussion protocols, evidence-based reading and writing opportunities, 2 formative assessment checkpoints, teachers' decision points for reteaching or enrichment, explicit opportunities for students to explain their thinking. Instructional coaches will facilitate planning conversations and ensure every lesson reflects the expectations outlined in a universal literacy checklist. Lastly, part 4, commitment to implementation, approximately 10 minutes. Each teacher will complete a one-page implementation plan identifying one instructional strategy to implement immediately. The evidence they will collect, how they will determine whether students have demonstrated mastery. This keeps the focus on immediate classroom action rather than additional compliance. So, to bring this all together will be the coaching loop. Professional development changes practice only when it's followed by consistent coaching and feedback. Instructional coaches will serve as implementation partners rather than evaluators. Within 1 week of the training, coaches will conduct brief classroom walkthroughs using observation tools aligned with Guardrail B, 2B, and 1B, an MTSS data-based decision-making rubric. During their walkthroughs, each coach will collect evidence of strong student engagement, academic discussion, reading and writing opportunities, use of formative assessments, teacher responsiveness to student learning, and student ownership of learning. Immediately afterward, coaches will facilitate a reflective coaching conversation focused on evidence. Teachers will analyze student work, review formative assessment results, celebrate strengths, and identify one instructional refinement before the next visit. Every 2 weeks, instructional coaches will meet with principals to examine implementation trends across classrooms. Monthly, district leaders will review walkthrough data, universal literacy checklist results, classroom discussion tool data, common formative assessment results, student work samples, and MTSS progress monitoring data. This creates a continuous improvement cycle where professional learning, coaching, and student outcomes remain aligned. Measuring success within the first 30 days, I would expect to see measurable leading indicators before OSTP results are available. These include increased student participation in literacy discussion, more frequent formative assessment practice, greater evidence of reading and writing during instruction, higher levels of student ownerships of learning, improved weekly literacy assessment performance, increased teacher use of instructional adjustments based on student evidence. These instructional improvements directly support the district's literacy goals while strengthening implementations of Guardrail 1A and B and 2A and B. In closing, the intervention is not about asking teachers to slow down or abandon the curriculum. It's about ensuring that every lesson in the pacing guide leads to authentic student learning. By aligning professional learning, instructional coaching, and classroom implementation to the OKCPS goal and guardrail, we create classrooms where literacy is prioritized. Students actively engage in learning, teachers make decisions based on evidence, and instructional practice consistently reflects the board's vision to student success. Thank you for your time and consideration. I welcome your questions and appreciate the opportunity to contribute to very important work.